lag होता है इसलिए we are not
We have few more team members coming in. So I think it's time we get started. My name is Rohit Verma. I'm a Karyakarta of Metaverse Experience Center. Where you're sitting is India's first Metaverse Experience Center. In a very short few words, I can say that there are technology jumps every a decade or 2 decades. And
It's time for us to be. It's time for us to actually raise my picture a little bit. It's time for us to actually look at where we are from the technology standpoint. And I've been thinking since yesterday as to how I should communicate the massive jump that we are seeing from from the internet days to now. I mean, some of us would be pre-internet. There are people who must have used dial-ups and who have thought what dial-up could do. In 2002, I remember I was always kind of progressive in terms of adopting technology, and I got my actual desktop and I connected my table, the TLM table, and I dialed up. It was so difficult for me to really imagine what internet looks like today. I mean, from a phone which looked like a baseball hammer, I would say, to what we are today in terms of touch screen and everything. This is our ninth session uh, being held at Metaverse Experience Center. We are spearheading the whole concept in the market, bringing industrial leaders that come in and experience what extended reality is all about.
देख रहे हैं क्या क्या चल रहा है.
This is our line. And every time I get more motivated when I meet people, when our center also improves. So what you see that side, when we are going to be talking a lot about how the coming in the coming times we will have workforce also to be trained. I mean, we have 1.4 billion people, out of which 50% are under 45 year age group. And we have, I was looking up on some numbers, 200 million school age students, about 20 million in the higher education. That's on one axis. Also, India is the software hub. That's another axis. The third axis we are going to introduce today is the jump from 2D and textbook to a 3D and virtual, real environment. Lots of development are happening. On 25th of this month, 2 days ago, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, announced very interesting things about this emerging technology. And in fact launched a device which is under $300. And he promised that post next series which is going to happen, it will even come down further. So this whole
Hello, hello, yeah. So this whole ecosystem, which is kind of, we've looked at internet over last 20 years, and now the time has come where the academics was actually leading some of these experiments of creating an environment which will be called a virtual environment. There is one, and I'm going to talk about uh, in my session during the day. There is one experiment or sort of a study done in Sweden, wherein they have compared the learnings which happen in the 2D environment, which is the textbook and internet, and also field trips that students have. Now, comparing virtual environment with a field trip or a 2D classroom setup, wherein students have to go through the internet and textbooks. If they compare, what they have said that the virtual environment which gets created through simulations, wherein you can look at the anatomy of a person and study that, you are in a very deep meditative state while wearing the headset. So all of that is currently available here. You can see some of the devices here, which you will be going through while we take you through the hands-on. But before that, I'd like to introduce Rahul. He is the founder of Metaverse 911, and he leads a team which believes in this technology. And we'll be talking it through different sectors, and education is very important for us because unless you educate the people, the students, the engineering students, unless they understand what it is, and this is so experiential that unless you see it, you feel it, you won't be able to imagine what are the possibilities. So let's in next half an hour, 45 minutes, understand what extended reality is all about.
What this immersive technology is all about. All right. Thank you so much and welcome, Rahul.
Okay. I have a pretty I think so I can talk. I hope everything is okay. Can I talk? Yes. So thank you very much, Namaskar. And it's an honor for all of you to be there. And like Rohit said, this journey of Metaverse Experience Center, it may look like today as an established, sort of a place where we have more than 50 solutions which are for experience. More than about 200 plus corporate executives come here every quarter, starting from general managers all the way to the chief information officers of very large billion-dollar unicorn companies to come and see how immersive technology can change the way they do work. So it may look today as an established place for all of this, but the journey started like 6 years ago. And when I came into the industry, I was almost 40 when I joined in, and I come from an enterprise tech SaaS platform kind of a business. I've been a tech entrepreneur for almost 20 years now. So, so when I came here into this technology, I didn't know nothing. I didn't even know what is augmented reality. The only thing the only time when I came to know about what is virtual reality was when I went with my kids and my wife to Orlando at Disney. And Disney, you have all these gadgets. I'm talking 2018. But till then, I didn't know really. I never thought virtual reality could be anything to do with business. I thought it's entertainment, movie, those kind of things. Then 19 happened. When I came into the industry, it was Oculus One. That also never worked. There was Unity. There was no mobile apps. There was no web applications. So it was very hard in those days to create solutions. In fact, extended reality wasn't even known by many people. कोई नहीं जानता था extended reality कोई word है. We used to call it augmented reality. तो पहले से वो 15 मिनट लगते समझाने में augmented reality कौन सी? जैसे मैं किसी को फोन करूंगा बोलूंगा अच्छा मैं अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर बेच रहा हूँ इससे अच्छा ठीक है हमारे पास है मैं बोलूंगा नहीं सर माइन इज बेटर हाँ थैंक यू सो मच मैं बोलूंगा नहीं सर माइन इज बेटर तो एटलीस्ट आई हैव अ कन्वर्सेशन बट एक्सटेंडेड रियलिटी ऑगमेंटेड वर्चुअल रियलिटी में तो था ही नहीं तो मैं कंपेयर कैसे करूंगा अपने आप से? और किसी भी कंपनी में अगर मैं बेचना चाहता हूँ unless and until वहाँ पर टीम खुद नहीं है तो ही विल नॉट बाय जैसे हम कुछ जाते हैं सेल करने के लिए तो बोलते हैं 3 कॉम्पिटिटर रिपोर्ट लेके आओ वो भी पेट्रोल वाला तो बाय नहीं करेगा ऐसे तो अब मैं ढूंढता था और कौन कर सकते हैं और मुझे लोग मिलते थे जो 5-6 लोग कंपनी है छोटे छोटे कोई चेन्नई में कोई कोयम्बटूर में मैसूर में कोई लखनऊ में तो सूरत में बम्बई तो चलो बहुत बड़ा शहर है लेकिन सूरत में एंड आई वुड गेट दिस वेरी स्मॉल प्लेयर्स who would come and say अच्छा हम इसको कर देंगे we do this all this everything but technology so then starts this journey when I came into it but for some reason COVID unfortunately but fortunately for the business accelerated this technology because उससे पहले भी हम काम कर रहे थे कोविड से पहले तो ऐसा नहीं था कि काम नहीं कर रहे थे मगर कोविड आने के बाद से क्या हुआ पीपल रियलाइज दैट ओके देयर विल बी डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंसेस जैसे जो जूम में काम कर रहे थे लोग जूम के अंदर भी एडमिशन हो रहे थे वे लोग बच्चे जूम में पढ़े 2 साल तक तो हमारे बच्चे भी स्कूल में जो है जूम पर पढ़े तो जो सब लोग पढ़े तो तब तक ठीक था लेकिन आपको लगा कि हाँ अच्छा कुछ हो सकता है तो वो जो एक्सपीरियंस था मोनोटनी कैसे ब्रेक करें but again the challenge again came in and I'm talking to you from an industry perspective because we are naturally a place where we're very unbiased we are very unbiased with with a particular solution or a particular solution or a particular tech हम लोग तो यहाँ पर सब कुछ एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं एक्सपीरियंस सेंटर लेकिन उसमें भी चैलेंजेस ये थे कि प्लग एंड प्ले नहीं था जैसे अब किसी के पास में गया मैंने बोला ठीक है I want my students admission to happen in the metaverse and then I will get like a 60-page proposal उसमें there is no way I know okay cost क्या आएगा क्या नहीं आएगा as a business so all of these things we've all seen now the basics of this technology have changed and there is also a big use of artificial intelligence now in this tech comparatively like what I'm saying is a journey एजुकेशन एज अ जर्नी राइट स्टार्टेड विद से पत्तों के ऊपर लिखने से लेकर स्टार्ट हुआ फिर पत्तों से अलग अलग करके फिर वो एक बुक बनी पत्तों की बुक बनी स्टोर किया गया फिर उसके बाद कागज बना ऐसी कितनी जर्नी एज ए सिमिलरली इमर्सिव टेक्नोलॉजी की भी एक छोटी सी जर्नी है पर हमारी इंडस्ट्री इतनी छोटी है और इतनी नई है इट डजंट हैव अ हिस्ट्री ऑफ लाइक 50 इयर्स what has happened in 50 years if I may from a start perspective at least I have some references today that I will give it to you जैसे वो पत्तों से लेकर कैसे ट्रांजिशन हुआ and we have come with education in the metaverse similarly I'll explain to you today how in our industry the same thing has happened I do write a lot of content on LinkedIn so if anyone of you wants to know more about it please do connect with me because I do almost a post every day in fact this particular session also is right now live on LinkedIn I have done almost 75 lives on LinkedIn in the last year and a half too, and obviously more than 30,000 people have come to my lives. So in totality, from over I think 65 countries, people join in. आज भी अभी थोड़ी देर पहले देख रहा था, somebody from Japan has sent out a message saying I'm waiting. When will you start? So a lot of people, because our goes back to technology, the people take a reference point. So happy to connect with all of you. Extended reality very quickly because after some you understand the industry really so I'll go very quickly frankly the way if I were to simplify this astronaut model first of all is not new it probably must be what 50 years old or more so the astronaut model is 1 GB because 3ds Max पे design किया it's very heavy now the question is what do you do with such a kind of data. So what companies have come up with a tech or a technique, if I may, which is augmenting this content using a low poly format. मतलब इसको 1 GB को उठा के मैं अगर 50 MB कर सकता हूँ, so then I can easily access it to the public. Because 1 GB, 2 GB, how will people use it? So augmentation is a concept which a lot of companies right now are looking at. Example I'll give you. There's a model of bike. And or there's a little small model of that Scooty engine which is lying over there. You put that Scooty engine for product visualization. You know. So what's happening is a lot of companies go for these exhibition booths, or they have these model demos in their showrooms. Sometimes we go to any car showroom, for example, हम किसी मारुति नेक्सा या किसी वो showroom में जाएंगे, they don't have all the colors, you know. So augmented technology or augmentation is what they utilize, so that they're able to visualize many things that they cannot do with the naked eyes. You know? So it's not a matter of whether this technology can do what technology can do. It's actually about whether what the business wants to do. तो हमारे पास जो लोग आ रहे हैं वो बोल रहे हैं सर हमारे पास नहीं 150 मशीन है, मैं अपने कस्टमर के पास जाता हूँ 150 मशीन में लेके नहीं जा सकता हूँ, एक ले जाऊंगा 2 ट्रक में भर के ट्रॉलर में भर के 4 आ जाएंगे, लेकिन उसको कैसे मैं यूटिलाइज करूँ? What we are saying is utilize this augmentation techniques, you know, and hence we are able to not only save cost, then further doing that, further to get also easy to access. लोगों को समझ आता है. And I will also touch upon the talent, by the way, in terms of what and how even from a talent perspective, you know, it's becoming a little bit challenging, you know, with the company. ये वाला sample is about more like a fitment try-on. जैसे हम लोग गए, हमने खरीदा कुछ सोफा, फिर घर में आए, देखा सोफा तो भर गया, ड्राइंग रूम भर गया. तो अब क्या हो रहा है कि augmentation करके using my iPad or a phone something, इसके कैमरा से I can now go and, you know, see. कुछ examples हैं छोटे से, मैं वो भी रन करूँगा, सो आप देख सकते हो उसको. I will this is a bit of technology, मतलब techniques का technology है थोड़ा सा, but essentially what it means is that अगर मेरे पास कोई नहीं है product तो मैं दिखा सकता हूँ. अगर मेरे पास already product है, annotate I can do, and if I have a product and I want to animate, you know, the product, I can do that. All with a little small phone. Unity, yeah, mostly Unity, या फिर A4 kind of, you know, tools, Zapper kind of tools, use करके हम लोग web AR बना रहे हैं. A lot of companies are utilizing this, you know, and A4 या web AR is huge. This is like there's a simple thing happening. This company called Slam. It's a company out of Bangalore. I think they just got a few $1 million worth of funding. I think 10 or 20 some million. I'm putting the actual number. 10 or 20 million, sir. What they're doing is, sir, very simple. In fact, we have a couple of samples here. Sir, please scan your you know, QR code without downloading anything. Immediately you are able to run the story. तो बहुत सारे ब्रांड्स हैं, मैंने लॉन्च किया था उनके साथ में. What was the name of the CEO? Meher yeah. So Meher calls me up, says, sir, हमने रणवीर सिंह के साथ में they have done one campaign. When it's on the Times of India का जो, you know, front page पर. And बोलते सर इसको मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप जो है लॉन्च करें, तो बताएं वो कि because बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो बोलते हैं कि मेटावर्स एक्सपीरियंस सेंटर से कुछ आएगा तो लोग वेट करते हैं. तो मैंने उसको डाला और मैं कुछ दिन के बाद देख रहा था the amount of engagement of corporates जो brand managers हैं उसके अंदर वो huge था. मतलब all across companies are going and, you know, seeing that. मालूम पड़ता है ना आपको सोशल मीडिया में इतने लोगों ने देखा, इतने लोगों ने क्लिक किया, सब. Now they have gone with Harish Times. I saw most recently in Dubai. I'm seeing that they are expanding into the North American market. What does it mean? मैं न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहा हूँ, उसमें QR कोड है, उसमें गाड़ी है. अब मैं गाड़ी तो एक फोटो होगी सिर्फ, तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने अपना मोबाइल फोन लिया, सोच हुआ टेबल पे ही पढ़ते हैं लोग, तो न्यूज़पेपर तो जनरली लोग टेबल पे पढ़ते हैं, तो टेबल के ऊपर पढ़ा, फोन को ऐसे स्कैन किया. Now I can see the car, how the car is, what the car is, तो वो सब चीजें. ये धीरे धीरे क्या हो रहा है, this is becoming more and more appropriate. हम लोग अभी अक्टूबर मीट में ऑटो सेक्टर डे कर रहे हैं, जैसे आज एजुकेशन की बात करें, ऐसे ही ऑटो सेक्टर डे कर रहे हैं. ऑटो सेक्टर डे में ब्रिंगिंग इन टाइगर, टाटा टाइगर आउटसाइड हियर. इसके ऊपर में यहीं से फोन करके सब ऑटो लीडर्स को दिखाएंगे कैसे आप लोग गाड़ी को अपने मोबाइल फोन से बदल सकते हो, बट आप दरवाजा खोलेंगे तो अंदर से जाके सीट भी चेंज कर सकते हो और उसका फोटो लेकर आप ऑर्डर कर सकते हो कस्टमर. Okay. So all of it, I mean, all of it now is becoming more and more relevant. Just like this one sample I want to show you. While there is a all of these devices will have you experience today. While you might think that everything is done using a mobile phone, this is a glass called the Boris glass. Okay, it's Bluetooth, and this is assisted reality. What it means is actually I can see everything here, small little patch that you see. Okay, this is on my monitor, so I don't need a mobile phone anymore. I can call you, I can share my camera, or I can show what I'm seeing, and even I can share files with you, and I can even read the files that you send over to me. I can even see the screen share that you're doing to me, all on the same one glass. And the one use case that we're implementing right now in the real estate domain in Bangalore, with one of our partners, is there is places where these people have to go and do audits. So today what they have to do, audit करने के लिए they take mobile phone, like your college also, such a big facility. So you have got property management company managing it, generator, facade, cleaning, so many things. So person goes and clicks this thing. Now not required. You simply wear this glass, it will record everything, it's sorted. So basically what's really happening is that as far as augmented reality is concerned, it's coming into the classes now with Meta and many others. The Orion new launch by Meta also is very interesting. I think virtual reality, everyone of course knows about it. And वही मैंने बोला था पत्तों वाली बात है जो पत्तों से स्टार्ट हुआ था, but हमारी एजुकेशन तो हजारों साल पुरानी है. ये तो कुछ ही it's just hardly 20-40 years. But this is how I think the early concepts of VR were invented in 1957, and then it became more and more in 1968 with Sutherland. Frank Sutherland is the one actually who created this device, the first device, wherein he was trying to sort of look at a couple of pictures from one eye with one view. Today, what is also called panoramic view. So I actually had a very deep look at some of the articles he wrote. He was essentially tying up many images and thinking that panoramic view would be a 360 view. So he combined the images, and then over a period of time, as you will understand, lots and lots of companies have come up with this. Again, virtual reality has a very, very huge big use case in the education space. As you will understand now, with the Meta Quest 3S, which is launched day before yesterday, that's for $299, which means 85 into 300, say about 25,000 rupees. And that's a mixed reality headgear. It's not a virtual reality headgear. So essentially, now and going forward, now at least today, I don't have to think, oh, I have to buy a 50,000 rupee one headgear, give it to 30 students, I spend 15 lakh rupees. So many other things, 30, 50 is a very small number for any educational institution. So now what's happening is that the device is becoming cheaper, but bringing more capability with mixed reality. We are able to create content with the use of AI, deploy or mitigate or migrate the content which is already existing into the headgears. And so there's a scalable version coming. And I was listening to one of the very senior guys from Meta, XR Horizon, company in XR. He said beautiful thing. He said that Meta Quest 3S will be in every single university in the US in the next 36 months. Every single university will have a Quest 3S. Simple, $299. I buy 100, 200. No, it's not a big deal. But the deal is that the content that people will wear and people will understand, the students are the ones who they will attract students to come. There is a very, a management institute, right? Very popular, very, very big. INSEAD, the one in France, everybody is aware of it, right? INSEAD, everybody is aware of it. INSEAD has a 100% virtual reality school program. INSEAD is no more institution which is a college. INSEAD is a VR college now, which means you actually go to INSEAD, you go into a VR room, you study in the virtual reality, then the professor comes in a holographic format, then the professor comes, do the sum consolidation, and after that, you again read in the virtual reality. So all of this is happening right now, and then comes the Metaverse. And this is actually, it might be said there was a hype cycle and whatnot. No, I don't think so, because I did dive into why Metaverse. Whatever experiences we created in virtual reality in any college, any education, any mixed reality, were all private, isn't it? I mean, if you make any school content, sir, You will always keep it with your school. You won't give it to another school. Every organization should have privacy and so many other things, right? So the point is, when you put all of your content in a public format, which is you can't put it in the metaverse, you rather build it in a new way on a metaverse platform. When you build your metaverse platform and then when you monetize it, okay, then that content goes into your algorithm. I will view it as a student, then I will remove it, I'll go put that into the algorithm. But if you take that same content and put that into a metaverse platform and monetize it without having a third party involved in it, which means blockchain based transaction, then you hence create a creator's economy. So Metaverse took the virtual reality or any 360 3D content onto a different scale. Today we are sitting at a juncture where more than 5 million people come to just one upland. Metaverse. We're sitting at a million odd monthly active users. In Roblox, more than 5 million, no number, but said more than 100 million people come to Roblox every year. Just only Nike, Walmart, Adidas, and some of the other examples, D2C brands, all the brands generally in India. Forget it. I tell you a brand who is in the metaverse and you will not believe it. Now, if I ask you to open the bank account or recommend me a bank account, which one would be? Say, I want to open a bank account. HDFC, ICICI. Anybody else? Sir? SBI. Anybody else? Sir, any branch or any brand? SBI. Imagine, will you ever say Union Bank? With all due regards, will you say open a bank in Union Bank? No, it's an Ambara somewhere in Sadar Bazaar. I was a little small kid when I saw Union Bank. I remember uncles there when I was small. Union Bank is on Sandbox. Punjab National Bank has a Sardarji avatar. The CIO met with me in one of the cybersecurity conferences. I went to the speaker. He was sitting with me. He said, I'm from PNB. I said, oh, Mr. CIO, I am honored because nobody got a Sardar avatar getting it because Punjab National Bank, they use Punjab National Bank for it. So now what they're doing is each one of them is trying to think, how do I create identity? Brands, colleges, or any institution, including us, I'm telling you. What are we ultimately doing? Bringing the new generation into our ecosystem. The question is, where is the new generation? The new generation is not on Facebook. They are not on Instagram. Where do you find them? Discord. No, there's no name over there. So how do I know which one generation I'm talking about? Or who am I talking about? So then what's happening is the companies or the organizations are now creating their ecosystems and communities, which is in the 360 3D world, in the likes of Fortnite, in the likes of other Robloxes, or deciding their own. Today, you will experience how some of the most forward-looking college, university institutions around the world have implemented metaverses. That's where we are all here. So we'll take you through the journey and see how we integrated artificial intelligence to making the interaction so well that sometimes even 5 to 7, 10,000 people have come and some 35,000 people have taken the selfie in the metaverse and posted that on Instagram or other places. Now that's a good number, right? So with that, I think what really metaverse is offered, for anybody, is for a free will navigation I want. It tells me that I can go into some place and then I can just roam around where I want. I'm only hoping one day there could be a college country. There could be a college city like Greater Noida. I go into Greater Noida, I take a right turn, I go to some Arun College, of engineering. I go to right, I go to some Noida International University. Like that, I just roam around. It's my choice where I want to go. One day there is going to be one digital city which will have all the colleges. I go inside the college, I do whatever I want to do with it. I will have AI counselors, I will have AI avatars. I will even have people there that I can interact with between students or their parents coming in at one time and talking with each other. How is the student doing? What's going on? All that. And that is when people will interact with each other more on the digital side, more immersively funded. So free will navigation is very important when it comes to metaverses, better connections. Imagine I do Zoom calls all the time with all our business partners, customers. How many times people have their camera open? How much is that fight, sir? The people fight about it. Open your camera, then somebody will write an email. 5 people were there, never opened the camera. You bring them next time, the other 5 won't open it. This 5 will open it. Then again, you go cycle. Why? They aren't happy with their looks. The challenge is that people want to look beautiful from their own eyes. But we also have to remember psychologically, if I look at my own nose in the mirror, it's very big. You all have gone through it. Yes or no? You all have gone through it, right? Growing up, I go stand in front of the mirror thinking my nose is too big. No, it's big for me, not for anybody else. So the same thing happens with the students. Students are going, but they are not ready to go and demonstrate what they are up to, and they don't want to showcase their faces or their identities. Now with avatars, I can choose which one, how should I look like? And imagine what if I'm able to give goodies to them, do some quizzes, do some more things into that whole, ecosystem, and give them newer, fungible sort of dresses, hats, or whatsoever. So all of that gamified experiences, and at some point, we will also have a reasonable revenue generation in the metaverse. We will touch upon the NFTs also, but there's always a thing said to me that NFTs is a more like a rather not accepted out here. And otherwise, after this, I'd like to basically move into the consolidation part. Consolidation part, wherein why we will look at analytics. So in the analytics, what's really happening is that now and going forward. So I'll give you one example of a class. There is a class of extracts here. This is a geotesseract glass. So I can have a college, fest, whatever. All I have to do is to wear this glass, and this augments the content rather in a mixed reality format with a smart glass. So when I remove the visor, it makes it augmented, more of an augmentation. If I put the visor, now this makes it a pretty much my own sort of a smart glass. Now what it really does with one of the XR Learn apps is, if I look at where I look and I spend the time where I spend, this will tell me detailed analytics of what has the user, the student, really done while learning. Which is so hard to do it on a PPT. Which is even so hard to do it on a book. Well, it's a problem. Right? So what's every day, we're seeing the newer generation of tech, newer generation of headgear, and newer also the cost is coming down. While anybody will think that, okay, today the cost of any device is 50,000 rupees or 70,000 rupees, wait for another 1 to 3 months and you will find one more class coming in. I most recently had the opportunity of bringing this class from the US. This is the XDL class. Again, it works with the Android mobile phone which comes with it. So this is one of the most beautiful classes that I have worked till now. I really like it. The resolution, the FOV is big. Sometimes even when I'm coming from home, sitting in the car, and I'm just watching a movie when I come in, that's it. It's beautiful. I can check my emails. I can connect my. This also is my laptop, by the way. So I don't carry my laptop. I can pretty much utilize my Gmail, everything on this. So I write emails just with the likes, just with having this class and just a little small pad to me, and that's it. And many more things I can do with it. Okay. One more thing we have done today for you, and after all, I want to take this session to the next, and want to have please come over and talk about some of the things which I truly admire as an organization they do. And I'm Puneet, and Spinder and Preet with imports in bankers have been working for a long time now. So there are partners. So we work very closely with each other, building the next generation tech, for global clients, not just in India. And the context setting is that while there is a huge different types of solutions and huge opportunities within that, important is to deep dive onto a particular solution. So please deep dive, ask any questions, with us so that we're able to answer them appropriately and make sure when you're, finish the session today, you have that knowledge of what's really going on, in the industry. And so over to Puneet. Thank you very much, Puneet. Thanks. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Rahul, for the warm welcome. And at the outset, I would like to thank each one of you coming on weekend, Saturday, So we really appreciate it. So just wanted to thank you for taking out your time and coming here. So let me
Yes, sir.
introduce myself first. I am Puneet. I represent Ventos and here also. So I'm joined by my colleagues. They're dialing in from Toronto. About Ventos, we are a young, dynamic, tech-driven, immersive organization. So what we do? We, help educations, institutes, or the organizations like yours, come out of the business solutions, the business challenges, and use cases that you have. Generate revenue for that important. And, fostering you all to strengthen your tech-driven, products or the implementation with your kind of thinking or wanting to do into your system, right? So we use state-of-the-art technologies, whatever Rahul has discussed about to reinvent with Metaverse, generative AI, XR, extended reality, virtual reality, etc. So we kind of, understand your business case and your solution, and then propose you whatever fits your requirements. Right? The Mentors has been a global organization with the offices in Asia and North America. So I did the Asia business with office in India, and I was in India and was who are the founder and co-founder of the organization. So they have offices in North America, taking care of the North American business, right? They'll be talking to you in depth about what all solutions that we have created for institutions, But over the last, I would say, couple of years or 3 years, Ventures has evolved as one of the leading tech immersive organizations, and our proprietary Metaverse is being power a lot of top Metaverses in the, I would say, globe. To name few, Works for the move, using our platform. SBI Life, Rahul was talking about the banks. So we have SBI Life, and we are preparing a solution case for them as well. United Nations, to say that we're forming these are some of the international organizations. Having said that, we have a very specialized solution for education. Right, we're working with some of the leading education institutes in India, globally, IITs. So IIT Kanpur being the first one to utilize the 360-degree Metaverse environment, and we were the one to use that. We work with University of Amrita University, Malaysian University, and a lot of other education institutes who are working with us, and we are trying to develop solutions for them. Right? Now coming to, I would say with event why education being taken as a, I would say, use case or a point of discussion. So education space is really moving fast, as Rahul was talking that students, the education, even the educators, they all are moving fast in this digital age. So we as an institution has to put the pace and up the ante, right? So for this, we thought that education is the best place, right? With this, what we say that the Ventos future is now. So we are at the helm of kind of revolution in the tech space, and I and my team would love to be talking to you throughout the day, showcasing some of the products that we have developed, as Rahul said that we have various use cases here, right? So we will showcase how it works, easy to scale, understand your use case, help you understand how it can be implemented, right, and scalable models, right? So I think with this, I hand over to Harpreet and Lucinder, and look forward to meeting you all in person. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
These are people for them, just one liner. Although there's a lot I can talk about them. These are people who I have known them for years now, both husband and wife, both co-founders of the company, they live in Canada. They work, I don't know any day when I call them at 9 a.m. in the morning or I call them at 3 p.m. India time in the morning. I never remember one day when they pick up the phone. They are up working. I don't know. God only gives them power. Thank you. Thank you very much and welcome, Harpreet and Jaspinder. Welcome.
Introduction to me. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jaspinder, and I have with me Harpreet.
Hello, everyone.
We are very honored by your presence today. Thank you so much for taking out time today to come here to Metaverse Experience Center and giving us an opportunity to talk to you. We as a company are very passionate about immersive technology and we're doing some great work. But why education? We're doing so much work, but education is so special for us. And why is that? We think that any idea on, what is the maximum number of users that are using immersive technology? Any guesses, anyone? It's in billions, right? But which age group is actually using immersive technology the most? Any guesses on that? No? 5 guesses? It's 18 years, sorry, you said something now? 25. Very close. It's actually 18 to 34 years. 50 to 60% of the total users that use immersive tech are between the age group of 18 to 54, right? These are the college-going students. The second most popular category that uses immersive tech for 4 to 5 hours a day sometimes in playing games like PUBG, Roblox, Minecraft. This is the second category that is, 13 to 17 years. Such interesting stats. I will just share my screen. This is some stats, which is, I don't think we can start talking without we know this. We have 1.47 billion users. We had them in 2023 that were using immersive technology. This is global stats, right? And they're expected to grow to 2 billion users by 2027. And if I talk about the market size is 31 billion. And it's going to be 10 times of what it was last year. It's going to be $300 billion. And if I talk about only Indian market, in 2023 it was $1.8 billion. And in 2030, it's going to be $12.6 billion. If I only talk about the students, by 2025, 15 million students will be using immersive technology for education and learning. So these stats are so amazing that they make you feel that if all the students are so curious and so interested in this technology, then why are the institutions who are actually connecting with the students, who are actually trying to, educate them, why is there such a gap between the both, right? So we as entrepreneurs found this gap and we wanted to fill it. We have taken it on us to go to the educational institutions, tell them that what is it that they can do. So today's session is is purely going to be conversational, where we're going to talk about what are the possibilities when it comes to innovation. What is it that institutes can do to match up pace with the students and the Gen Z? How can we come together on the same page? It is going to take some time, but I'm sure it will be done and can be started, right? Of course, every institution is very different. Although we all try to educate students, we have a mission, but we still have very unique needs and we are all very different. So for some, it might be immediate. For some, it might be, you might just want to start small, but eventually everybody will have to start using immersive technology. What all other possibilities? So I will now spend some time to show you what all can we do. What is the innovation that we as a company are bringing in with the education institutions across the globe. I start with AI. So what my first solution that I'm going to talk about is AI Counselor. Now, what exactly is AI Counselor? It's basically a chatbot which is powered by generative AI, or as we call it, OpenAI. What can it do? It can actually talk. It is an intelligent avatar, right, that has been trained with certain set of knowledge. What does it mean? It means that before pushing it live, we tell this avatar, who are you? And what are you supposed to know? This avatar can be my teacher, can help me prepare for my exam. It can also do admission counseling. We all know, we coming from the university background, we know what goes into training counselors to get students or guide students while admissions are going on, right? And at that point in time, purpose usually is to cater to as many students as possible. However, giving each one of them, hello,
So we are not moving right now. We are talking about the AI counselor.
Vandana, I am just. Can you see the avatar, Vandana?
No, we cannot. The slide seems to be stuck on the statistics slide.
No problem, we can do it.
I can reshare. Okay, please.
Yes.
Can you see the AI filter now? Okay, thank you, Vandana.
PowerPoint, we can see the PowerPoint screen.
Yes, the AI counselor, right?
No, not yet.
No, the AI counselor on the PowerPoint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we, yes.
Right. So we were talking about the capabilities of this AI counselor. It is capable of doing multiple things, take up different roles, and talk to the students, guide them, whether it is admission counseling or it is preparing for the exam or some other scenario. Let's see how it works. Okay, Vandana, you have to check whether you can hear the audio. I'm going to talk to this AI counselor, and this AI counselor is trained on assisting the student uh, on preparing the NEET exam, right? It is going to ask me questions. It is assuming that I've prepared for my exam and it's going to ask me questions. So let us try talking to her. Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Vandana, can you hear the voice?
Not really.
just I think we can show them here on the booth.
During the hand.
So that's fine. We
No
just-
worries, no worries. It's gonna take a second.
No.
Hi.
Thanks.
Can you ask me a
Ready to
question?
dive into some exam facts? Let's ace this together.
Ask me some questions.
Sure thing. Let's get started with a question. Question 1. Which is the primary function of hemoglobin in the human body? A. Transporting oxygen. B. Fighting infections. C. Produce hormones. D. Digesting food. What's your answer?
Is it transporting oxygen?
Yes, that's correct. Hemoglobin's primary function is to transport oxygen from the lungs to the tissues of the body and then carry carbon dioxide back from the tissues to the lungs. Great job. Ready for the next question?
Yes, please.
Awesome. Here's the next one. Question 2. Which of the following structures is responsible for producing bile? A. Pancreas. B. Liver. Gallbladder. D. Small intestine. What's your answer?
Small intestine?
Actually, the correct answer is the liver. The liver produces bile, which helps in the digestion and absorption of fats. The gallbladder stores and concentrates bile before releasing it into the small intestine. Don't worry, you are doing great. Ready to try another question?
So this is the power of AI. This is generative AI, and it can be used in different ways. And when it is used as for counseling, it just does wonders. So during the hands-on experience, you will get to see more examples in terms of how it can be used. But for now, I'll go back to the presentation and look at some more solutions. So now we have Metaverse Convocation. Metaverse, as we've understood from the context that has been set around and today, is a digital environment where students can move in. So this can be your campus, this could be an imaginary world, but it is a place where students can enter using making their avatars, they can dress up, and they can actually see each other, talk to each other, and walk around. Vanna, I hope you're audible.
We can take over the demonstrations during the hands-on if that's okay.
Yeah.
If you can, if you can try turning the camera off and doing the presentation, please, so people can see the visuals on screen. Because it's either your camera flashing or your presentation.
You can give it more.
While your camera is off, please try sharing the presentation.
Is it enough?
Not into the presentation. Let's try the last time, otherwise we'll take over in the
Yes, I'm on the presentation.
okay, I think there's some
If-
glitch. Yeah, I just asked Raman to take over the presentation from here because it's a bit glitchy and that's okay.
No, absolutely good. Whatever saves everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Justin. And thank you
No
very
problem.
much for being so patient.
Next up, the presentation. Say next. I also sit down for a second. Though by speaking so loud, you know, after 20 years of marriage, I can't speak much loud.
At least you can talk. You get a chance to speak.
Yes. Men who are happily married can joke about it. So my stint with education, the Metaverse Convocations technology, um, has not just been in India, but even outside. Uh, we will bring today Mr. Soma also. He's a civil servant with Singaporean government, I think, for 30 years. And he's the one who worked with the first Prime Minister of Singapore, establishing Singapore as an educational hub. And Soma closely works with us on many areas around strategizing what extended reality will do in the education sector. And what really is happening is the the way we have taught in the last 50 years is getting transformed. The way we train or teach people in the next 50 years. And steadily, that slowly, steadily, but institutions are getting more and more accustomed to this kind of technology. I also have Professor Sachin here. He's not a backbencher as much as he likes, but he is pursuing PhD in the metaverse. And I meet with a lot of people. Professor Deep Sagar from National Institute of Fashion Technology in Chandigarh, Panchkula. He's also doing a PhD in digital fashion. So he's also there. He's also doing that. Couple of professors in Poland, even in Africa, Europe, particularly Central Europe, Germany, they all reach out to us because for them to write thesis, they need feedback and how it's changed and some research and things like that. So what we do is we work with academicians, also bring the kind of the reviews they need for writing the thesis. Okay, if somebody has implemented something in the metaverse, somebody has gone ahead and did some experience creation in the metaverse, what's the impact of that? And whether that impact will be quantified or not, or is it just quantified or qualifier? So which means that even in academics also, if somebody is pursuing PhD, I was just having a humor time with one of my associates one day driving around Greater Noida for a session on the way, and she asked me that people who are doing PhD, they'll complete the PhD in 5 years. And I said, will be the most sought after professionals because the industry will get mature in the next 5 years. I am a very early entrant. I came into the industry when there was hardly a headgear that works. I was sitting with a headgear, which is a headgear, but then how to deploy solution was a big deal. But then look at the next forward 5 years, you will have almost all the glasses, you will have these Android glasses, you will have smart glasses, different kinds of them. It will one day, if not replace mobile, but I think the screen time that is spent on the mobile phone, most of that screen time, majority of that screen time will actually migrate to a glass. Any which way I am looking at my computer all the time. Any which way I'm looking at my mobile phone all the time. Any which way I'm getting WhatsApp and I'm replying to them. But going forward, what will happen probably is that I will get the message on WhatsApp, and all I will do it by wearing. So
Mr. Soma, because we are heading for lunchtime.
yeah. So is he there? Right. So give me just 2-3 minutes and I'll close it and then brings Mr. Soma also. So what will happen with these kind of glasses and from where it will start? Initially it will start from web. Slowly, mobile phone will get tethered to the glass like this, and a person would come just near the glass and talk to the glass. Because most of these glasses are voice enabled, spatial audio, which means the one it is the Bose class which I've shown to you, and let me see one example. I would like to not example, but a real use case I've shown to you on the Bose Plate 2. Is It's an app called Seva that we are co-working with another UK-based company, which is built for blinds. So I had a blind man, which is just 10% of the visible, 10% of the 90% blind, 10%. I had this person buy idli in Hyderabad street for 45 days back because these glasses are talk, you can talk to them. So I'll show you the video because I captured it in Hyderabad in the city where he was scanning the menu card. It was not cheap. The menu card gets scanned, and then the menu card tells him, okay, this is the five dishes, whatever. Then he says, okay, I want to have so and so idli. He can even ask basically what is the ingredients of the idli if it's written on the menu. And then after when he gives the money to the person, he will scan the rupee, 100 rupee note, and the glass tells him it's 100 rupee note. So what's really happening as we move ahead is that these glasses will become more of companions. So I have a WhatsApp message from you. I have to go and write it. I'll simply say, okay, reply to ma'am and say the following. And send. Done. Or I may tomorrow have, not tomorrow, but today also we have the integration of generative AI, which means I am trying to find an example of say a machine. And I have seen it in the book somewhere. I simply wear the glass. I have this machine being seen by the camera of my glass, and then I simply say, "Okay, tell me more about it." Now the machine, the real machine, and the book, I mean the book machine, becomes an augmented content right in front of my glass, so I can see the machine at 360, and I can turn it around, animate it, whatever. And then I ask the glass, tell me about this machine, and then things are going to an extent where this glass for railway, this one, this glass is an assisted reality glass. What it really does is that if I wear this glass and I actually look at the machine, it's got a thermal camera as well. It actually will tell me exactly the problem with that machine. So